Friends, I do believe that we live in the greatest, most wonderful, most prosperous nation in all the world. And I have studied that World War II generation, who long before Nike came along with the slogan, "Just do it," they just did it. They looked after their communities, they looked after their families, and they defended their nation. Not just under the leadership of Democrats. We as Republicans can't wash our hands clean of what happened or what we've seen unfold over the last 6 to 8 years. Republicans and what we've seen happen over the last 6 or 7 years, friends, that World War II generation, they are rolling over in their graves, recognizing that we have squandered over the last 35, 40 years, we have squandered all the values, all the principles, all the hard work they put into saying we're going to pass on to the next generation, to our kids and our grandkids, a better America. They didn't want our kids and our grandkids, or they didn't want their kids or grandkids to inherit a normal America. They worked every day to make sure that their kids and grandkids inherited an exceptional America. And friends, until we change Economics 101, until we change the facts of a marketplace economy, this isn't rocket science. We've made this a whole lot more difficult than it should be. And I don't think that as we protest, and I would hope that as we protest, and I encourage you to exercise your democratic rights as an American, to protest, to say that I'm unhappy, to say I don't like the direction we're taking our country. But also recognize we have a responsibility and an obligation to do it with Christian love. But again, this is not rocket science, how we do it, or how we should do it, or how we make things work. We have fought for years. I've heard Republicans, even before I was a Republican, Republicans fought for a low tax base. Friends, we don't need more taxes, we need more taxpayers. Not rocket science. Look, we're going to have to lay some ground rules. Don't applaud. That takes too much time. Friends, the problem in Washington is not that we tax too much. The problem is we spend too much. And taxes, and think about it. You've never seen anybody, all the people that say they're opposed to tax relief, when they get their tax relief checks, you've never seen them give it back to the government. And if you want to get in a short line, you get in that line of Americans that believe that they are undertaxed. Nobody believes that. Because the reason is because the time you get up, you've heard me speak, you've heard me say this, from the time you get up till the time you die, we get you. You get out of bed in the morning, your feet hit the ground, you go get in the shower, we tax your utilities. Put your clothes on, we tax your clothes. Eat your breakfast, we tax your food. Jump in the car, we tax your vehicle. Go to work, we tax your income. Stop at the local gas station, get fuel, we tax your fuel. Go home, flop down the lazy boy, turn the TV on, we tax your cable. You fall on your knees at night and pray to a true and living God. You get off your knees, you kiss your spouse, you think that's free, but it's not. There's a marriage tax. And then you finally conclude, you say, I am sick and tired of being sick and tired of paying all these taxes. I'll just die. You can't afford to die. There's a death tax. So when we give people more of their money back to buy their kids' school clothes, to put food on their table, to make their home mortgage, to pay their house mortgage, to pay the car payment, to pay the car insurance, to get put in jail if you own your own health care plan. Friends, that's a good thing. If 70% of the economy is driven by consumer spending, and a couple of things before I close. We've gone through this big ordeal about health care. There's nothing in the bill that I have seen, and I have thumbed through the bill. I've read it. I've looked at it, different sections. I've gone over and over the bill. I have yet to find anything in the bill that says that in order for us to deal with health care, we have to deal with health. All those things we learned in third, fourth grade health class. You know, there was a time in my, I've just concluded this. Now I could hear the World War II generation saying, J.C. Watts, you want me to pay for your health care, but you don't want to be responsible for your health. My mother was diabetic. My father had heart disease. The doctor said to me 10 years ago, he said, you got the gene. You can make it better. You can make it worse. You make it better by what you eat, what you drink, and exercise. You make it worse by what you eat, what you drink, and no exercise. And there was a time in my life that I thought when Paul said in Scripture that we should buffet our bodies daily, I thought he said we should buffet our bodies daily. I misread it. But friends, we can't have, I promise you, I don't care what kind of reforms, all the things that we talk about, Republicans or Democrats, we cannot deal with health care until we get serious about our health. It makes a difference. It makes a difference. And friends, I've got 57 other issues I want to talk to you, but my time is running out. So let me leave you with this.